What's up, everybody? Justin here with a new episode of The List. Episode number 19. 19 of The List. Go back, watch my other 18 episodes that I've done of The List in my list playlist. Also, check out my other playlists. SmackDown Live reviews, Monday Night Raw reviews, Raw pay-per-view reviews, SmackDown Live pay-per-view reviews. Live reaction. Check those out. So here we go with The List, episode 19. I'll be talking about the Hardy Boys and whatever you want to call them. The Hardys, the Broken Hardys. The Hardy Boys. Their so-called deal. WWE has offered them contracts. I'm sure they're a good offer. I'm sure it's a good offer, but will they sign it? Will they accept it? I don't know. But it has been reported that the WWE has offered the Hardys contracts to come back. And I hope they come back, because I want to see them one more time for one last run in the WWE. I want to see that. I mean, just think about the great matches they could have with teams like DIY, Authors of Pain, The New Day, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson. They could have great matches with American Alpha, the Usos, Cesaro and Sheamus. The Hardys could have so many great matches with all the teams that are under contract to WWE. So do the Hardys have a deal? Did they sign a contract? I don't know. It's speculation that they were offered contracts. Again, I don't know if they're going to sign them. I don't know if they're going to appear at WrestleMania and appear as a surprise and defeat the Usos for the tag titles on SmackDown Live. That very well could happen, but I don't know if it will. So, bottom line is, I hope the Hardys come back to WWE. I hope they get their legal battle settled with Impact Wrestling over the Broken Hardy characters, because Matt Hardy created Broken Matt. He created that character. In my opinion, it's his character. It's his gimmick. Yes, Broken Matt and the Broken Hardys, they did create the gimmick and the characters on Impact Wrestling's TV, but still, maybe a deal could be agreed upon that Impact Wrestling is allowed to just sell a lot of old merchandise of the Broken Hardys. Sell a lot of their old merchandise, make a DVD of them, and put it out there. And I don't know, maybe Matt Hardy and Impact Wrestling could agree upon that they can still sell Matt's merchandise. I don't know the deal they're going to agree upon. I have no clue. Bottom line, I believe the Hardys have been offered contracts, and I hope they sign them. And I don't think it'll be for full time, because Matt and Jeff don't need to be on the road full time. They're veterans. I would say they're tag team legends, because I think they are. They're legends. They don't need to be on the road full time. Give them part-time contracts. Just have them on TVs every week and pay-per-views. And maybe one or two or three house shows a month. That would be good enough. Like, have them work 10 dates a month. That's not that much. So I hope the Hardys show up at WrestleMania. I would love to see that. So the next topic I'm going to discuss on this episode 19 of The List is the rumors that WWE wants to buy and purchase Ring of Honor Wrestling. Now this is breaking news, in my opinion. But I don't know if it will ever happen. I don't know if WWE is ever going to be able to strike a deal with Ring of Honor. They've been talking, and I think this is true, that Vince would have his people talking to Ring of Honor's people, because the guy's really old. He's out of touch with the fans, but Vince is really still a really smart businessman. You got to give him credit for being a smart businessman, because if he does buy Ring of Honor and get all their contracts, and then he puts them on the WWE Network, he'll own the entire video library of Ring of Honor from 2002 until right now. That's a lot of footage. That's a lot of big events, a lot of pay-per-views that Vince could put the entire Ring of Honor library on the network. And that's a smart business move by Vince. Is it so good for wrestling? I don't know. I do not like the idea that if Ring of Honor is bought, I don't like the idea of them being shut down just for Vince to own the video library. Now, maybe he just wants to own the video library, and he would only take a few talents like Jay Lethal, Adam Cole, maybe the Young Bucks, probably the Briscoes. But I don't know what other talents. Donovan Dijak, Vince should take him, sign into a contract. I don't want Ring of Honor, as a wrestling fan, as a Ring of Honor fan, I don't want Vince to shut them down so all their talent goes away and their pay-per-views go away. I don't want to see that happen. I think it'd be great, not just great for the WWE Network and new subscribers, but I think it'd be great for wrestling if Ring of Honor, if Vince let them stay around, supported them by giving them money to run their house shows and run their pay-per-views still and run their TV tapings still. I mean, Vince and WWE, they could definitely afford to still support Ring of Honor. They support NXT, and NXT can make its own money on the road from merchandise sales and ticket sales, and NXT, I'm sure, makes WWE some money. They are making some profit. I don't know if they're still in the red with NXT, and maybe they're ahead and making a good profit. But Ring of Honor could, if WWE would support them and Vince would support them with WWE's money, Ring of Honor could still be around, still draw good crowds, and still make a profit on merchandise and live event ticket sales. So, I mean, it's been speculated that Ring of Honor and WWE have been in talks since January. They've been talking since January. I don't know if a deal is going to be struck ever. I mean, they're talking. The talks have been coming along very, very slowly, I heard. So, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, before Anthem bought TNA and Impact and took over, before that, it was speculated that Vince was going to buy the library of Impact Wrestling, TNA, and he never did. I mean, if Vince would have bought every video and show that TNA's done, that would have been a lot of footage that could have been on the network. And there's a lot of footage of Ring of Honor because they've been around 15 years. They just had their 15th anniversary. So, I don't know. I would like to see WWE buy them only, not just for the video library, but only if they're going to keep a lot of the talent under contract and keep running Ring of Honor as a separate brand. As a separate brand like NXT. Even though guys that could stay in Ring of Honor under WWE's umbrella, even though those guys could end up leaving and going to the main roster, I think it'd still be good for wrestling to keep Ring of Honor around as a separate brand under the WWE umbrella. That'd be awesome. Because then we could have a lot of dream matches. We could see Jay Lethal go to the main roster. Jay Lethal against John Cena. Jay Lethal against AJ Styles. I mean, Jay Lethal against Seth Rollins, Finn Balor. There could be so many great matches. I mean, the Briscoes could take on the Hardys. The Briscoes could take on the Usos, or could take on American Alpha, or the New Day. There'd be so many great dream matches that I would like to see. So, will it happen? I don't know. It's too early to speculate, but WWE possibly could buy them and purchase them before WrestleMania. Maybe they'll break the news at WrestleMania that WWE has purchased Ring of Honor Wrestling. I don't know if they will, but it's possible. They could announce it at WrestleMania that they're taking over Ring of Honor, and it will debut on the network. So, if they're hardcore Ring of Honor fans that don't watch WWE, if they are under the WWE umbrella on the network for their weekly TV show, and then I think a lot of Ring of Honor fans, hardcore fans, would probably subscribe to the network so they could still watch Ring of Honor. Because Ring of Honor, I wish their TV was 2 hours a week, but it's only an hour. Still, yeah, they've lost talent like AJ. They lost, they had Samoa Joe for a very short time. But still, Ring of Honor's got a ton of great young talent. Ton of great talent. But if they did get bought by WWE, Ring of Honor's agreement, working relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling, that would go away. Obviously, that would go away. So, my final thought on WWE possibly purchasing Ring of Honor, I like it. I like the idea, but I like it a lot. I mean, I would like to see all the old videos of Ring of Honor on the network. I would really enjoy watching them. The big shows that I haven't seen. And they would have a lot of footage. WWE could put a lot of footage on the network of Ring of Honor matches with guys like Daniel Bryan in it, or Bryan Danielson. He was a Ring of Honor champion for a very long time. They could do a collection of Ring of Honor Bryan Danielson matches. Could put in a lot of Samoa Joe matches in a collection from Ring of Honor. AJ Styles matches, CM Punk matches, Kevin Steen matches, El Generico, Sami Zayn matches. Seth Rollins was in Ring of Honor as Tyler Black. They could put a lot of his matches in a collection. So I think it'd be a great thing if WWE kept the talent and kept Ring of Honor as its separate brand. If they don't, I'll be happy still to watch the video library, but it would still suck that all those wrestlers from Ring of Honor would be gone and lose their jobs if WWE didn't want to keep them around as a brand. But they should keep them around as a touring brand, because Ring of Honor can draw fans. They can still draw fans to many house shows every weekend. So my next topic on this list, it's very sad. It's very tragic. Jim Ross's wife, Jan Ross, has sadly passed away. She passed away on Wednesday. So yesterday she passed away on Wednesday. I can't. I mean, I was really upset about this last night because I'm a big fan of Jim Ross. I think the guy's one of the greatest commentators, one of the greatest play-by-play men in wrestling, at least in my lifetime of watching wrestling. I grew up listening to Jim Ross do the NWA and WCW, and then, of course, he went to WWF in '93 and debuted at WrestleMania 9. So Jim Ross has always been my favorite commentator, play-by-play man. I'll just give a short list. Jim Ross, one of my favorites. Gorilla Monsoon, one of my favorites. Bobby Heenan, Jesse Ventura, Vince McMahon. He was even one of my favorites on commentary. And even Joey Styles. I liked what Joey Styles did. But the guy's weird. The guy's like an extreme right-wing conservative nut, in my opinion. But as a wrestling announcer, play-by-play man, he's damn good. But I don't agree with his politics at all. Anyways, Jan Ross, I feel so bad and sad for Jim Ross. The guy, I'm not sure his age, but I believe he's over 60. He might be 65 years old by now. Maybe he's younger. I'm not sure. But Jim Ross, I'm sure he's heartbroken. The guy could fall into a deep depression. The guy could get sick. He could get himself sick again. I hope he doesn't get sick and get Bell's palsy again, because he already had it twice. Jim Ross the guy suffered enough in his life, and his wife seems like she was a super nice lady, very sweet woman. I mean, all these stories from the wrestlers on Twitter, Jericho, Bully Ray, Mick Foley, everybody that was a fan of Jim Ross should be sad and should feel sad for him, because this is tragic. He lost his wife. She was hit by a car when she was riding her scooter on Monday night. She's riding her scooter home from the gym, and she was hit by a car, and sadly, she didn't wear a helmet. She didn't have a helmet on. She suffered a lot of skull fractures in her brain. I believe she was unconscious for a long time, in a coma for probably 2 days. Her brain, I'm not sure, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just guessing her brain swelling was not getting better, not going down. Her brain was probably bleeding, and that's not good. And her brain was not allowing herself to wake up. She was in intensive care for 2 days, and I don't know if she passed away on her own, or if Jim Ross and his family decided to take her off life support. I don't know that. But then Jim Ross, the guy did a great blog on Tuesday talking about his wife's accident and how his wife was an angel to him and saved his life many times, and cared for him when he had Bell's palsy and when he had colon surgery. She cared for him. And just, it was shocking to hear when I heard Jim Ross's wife was in an accident and she's very badly injured. It was very sad to hear, because I love Jim Ross. I'm a fan of his work in wrestling. And I feel like I know Jim Ross. And that might sound stupid, because I'm just a fan, just a hardcore wrestling fan, but I feel like I know Jim Ross because I watched the guy for over 25 years. I've watched him probably over 30 years. I've been watching wrestling. About 30 years. So I've been I've seen Jim Ross on TV for 30 years, and I've been a fan of his for 30 years. Been listening to his commentary since I was a little kid, 4 or 5 years old. Is when I started seeing Jim Ross on my TV. So I feel like I know the guy because I've seen him on TV so many times. So it's just tragic that Jim Ross had to lose his wife. I believe him and his wife had, I think, 2 kids. I think 2 daughters. I'm not sure about that. But Jim Ross, my thoughts go out to you and your family in this tragic event that has happened to you. I'm so sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. And I'm a big fan of yours. And hopefully, with the love of your family and your friends in wrestling and all the guys, all the boys that are good friends of yours, hopefully you can get through this. But I hope you can get through it and you don't get sick. Jim Ross, my thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. This ends this episode 18 of The List. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye for now.